Force yourself to be consistent. How to stay focused, motivated, and unstoppable. Written and published by Inspire Audiobook. Introduction. What separates successful people from those who struggle? It's not luck, talent, or intelligence. It's consistency. The ability to show up, take action, and stay committed, even when you don't feel like it, is the real key to achieving anything in life. We often rely on motivation to get things done, but motivation is fleeting. Some days, you'll feel energized and ready to conquer the world. Other days, you won't even want to get out of bed. That's why you must force yourself to be consistent, even when motivation is nowhere to be found. In this audiobook, you'll learn how to build self-discipline, overcome procrastination, and create a routine that keeps you on track. You'll discover why small daily actions are more powerful than occasional bursts of effort, and how to stay focused through setbacks. Whether you want to grow in your career, improve your health, or achieve personal goals, consistency is the secret ingredient. Success doesn't come from doing things sometimes. It comes from doing the right things every day. Are you ready to break free from inconsistency and become unstoppable? Let's begin your journey to mastering discipline and achieving long-term success. Chapter 1. Understanding consistency. Success isn't about grand gestures or one-time efforts. It's about the small daily actions that add up over time. Consistency is the silent force behind every achievement, yet it's often overlooked. Many people start strong, fueled by excitement and motivation, only to lose momentum when challenges arise. They assume that talent or intelligence is the key to success, but in reality, it's the ability to stay committed to a goal, even when progress seems slow or difficult. Consistency is what transforms dreams into reality, and without it, even the best plans remain unfulfilled. To truly understand consistency, we must first break down what it means. At its core, consistency is the ability to show up and take action repeatedly, regardless of circumstances. It is the habit of doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. While motivation fluctuates, consistency provides stability. It ensures that progress is made each day, no matter how small. The most successful people in the world, from athletes to entrepreneurs, don't rely on fleeting bursts of inspiration. Instead, they develop routines and systems that keep them on track. They commit to their goals and follow through, whether they feel motivated or not. One of the biggest myths about consistency is that it requires perfect effort every single day. This mindset often discourages people because they believe that one missed day means failure. But consistency is not about perfection, it's about persistence. Missing a day or facing setbacks does not erase progress. It's how you respond that matters. The key is to get back on track as quickly as possible. Many people fall into the trap of an all-or-nothing mentality. They start strong, but as soon as they miss a workout, break a diet, or fail to meet a deadline, they give up completely. Instead of seeing consistency as an unbroken streak, it should be viewed as a long-term commitment, where occasional setbacks are normal, but persistence prevails. The science behind consistency is rooted in habit formation. Research shows that our brains thrive on routine. When we repeatedly perform an action, it becomes ingrained in our neural pathways, making it easier to do over time. This is why the first few weeks of building a new habit feel difficult, but as time passes, it becomes second nature. For example, if you've ever learned to drive, you probably remember how overwhelming it was at first, checking mirrors, adjusting speed, staying in your lane. But over time, driving became almost automatic. The same principle applies to any habit, whether it's exercising, waking up early, or working on a personal project. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. Another important aspect of consistency is identity. People who see themselves as disciplined and committed are more likely to stick to their routines. If you identify as someone who never finishes what they start, you will subconsciously act in a way that reinforces that belief. But if you shift your mindset and start seeing yourself as a consistent person, your actions will align with that identity. This is why small wins are so powerful. Each time you follow through on a commitment, you reinforce the belief that you are someone who keeps going, no matter what. One of the biggest challenges people face with consistency is boredom. In the beginning, everything feels exciting. A new workout routine, a fresh business idea, or a new diet plan brings a sense of novelty. But over time, excitement fades and boredom sets in. This is where most people quit. They assume that if something isn't exciting, it's not worth doing. But the truth is, success often comes from embracing the mundane. The best athletes don't train because they feel like it. They train because they are committed to excellence. The best writers don't wait for inspiration. They sit down and write daily. The best entrepreneurs don't work only when they feel creative. They build businesses by consistently putting in the effort. Consistency is also about managing expectations. Many people expect instant results, and when they don't see progress quickly, they become discouraged. But real success is a long-term game. Imagine planting a seed. You water it daily, but for weeks, nothing seems to happen. If you stop watering it too soon, you'll never see the plant grow. But if you keep going, eventually, roots form, and the plant emerges. The same applies to personal growth, career advancement, and any major goal. The results may not be visible right away, but that doesn't mean progress isn't happening. To build consistency, start with small, achievable goals. Trying to change everything at once leads to overwhelm and burnout. Instead of committing to an extreme diet, start by making healthier food choices. Instead of trying to exercise for an hour every day, start with 10 minutes. Once the habit is formed, you can gradually increase the intensity. It's better to take small steps consistently than to make drastic changes that you can't maintain. Another powerful strategy is tracking progress. When you see tangible proof of your efforts, it reinforces your commitment. This is why many successful people keep journals, checklists, or habit trackers. Seeing a streak of completed tasks can be incredibly motivating. It creates a sense of accountability and momentum. In the end, consistency is about trust. Trusting yourself to follow through, trusting the process even when progress is slow, and trusting that small efforts will lead to big results. No one becomes successful overnight, but those who stay the course, despite challenges and setbacks, always reach their goals. The journey may not always be exciting, but if you commit to showing up every day, no matter what, you will achieve more than you ever imagined. Consistency is not a talent, it's a choice. And the moment you decide to be consistent, your life will start to change. Chapter 2. The psychology of self-discipline. Success in any area of life is not determined by intelligence, talent, or luck. It is determined by self-discipline. Self-discipline is the ability to control impulses, stay focused on goals, and maintain effort even when motivation fades. It is the foundation of consistency and the key to unlocking one's full potential. But why do some people have strong self-discipline while others struggle? The answer lies in understanding the psychology behind it. At its core, self-discipline is about delayed gratification, the ability to resist immediate pleasure for a greater reward in the future. Psychologists refer to this as the marshmallow test, a famous study conducted in the 1960s by Walter Mischel at Stanford University. In this experiment, children were given the choice to eat one marshmallow immediately or wait a few minutes and receive 2 marshmallows. The results showed that the children who could delay gratification performed better in various aspects of life, including academic achievement, personal relationships, and career success. This experiment highlights the power of self-control and its impact on long-term success. One of the biggest misconceptions about self-discipline is that it is purely about willpower. While willpower plays a role, it is not a limitless resource. Studies have shown that willpower can be depleted like a muscle. This concept, known as ego depletion, suggests that the more decisions we make and the more we resist temptations, the more our self-control diminishes over time. This explains why people often make poor choices at the end of the day when they are mentally exhausted. However, just like a muscle, self-discipline can be strengthened through regular exercise and practice. The first step to building self-discipline is understanding that habits shape our behavior more than motivation does. Motivation fluctuates, it comes and goes. Relying on motivation alone to accomplish goals is a recipe for inconsistency. Instead, successful individuals build routines and systems that remove the need for motivation. They create habits that make self-discipline automatic. For example, if someone wants to exercise regularly, they don't rely on how they feel each morning. Instead, they establish a habit of working out at the same time every day, making it a part of their daily routine. Over time, the habit becomes second nature, and the need for motivation diminishes. Another crucial aspect of self-discipline is the ability to reframe thoughts and emotions. Many people struggle with consistency because they allow their emotions to dictate their actions. They wait to feel motivated or energized before taking action, which leads to inconsistency. Highly disciplined individuals, on the other hand, understand that feelings are unreliable. They act despite their emotions. They reframe negative thoughts and self-doubt by focusing on the benefits of their actions rather than the temporary discomfort. This is known as cognitive reappraisal, a psychological technique that helps individuals regulate emotions and maintain focus on their goals. One effective way to cultivate self-discipline is by setting clear and specific goals. Vague goals lead to vague actions, while specific goals create a clear roadmap for success. Research in goal-setting theory suggests that people who set well-defined goals are more likely to follow through with them. Instead of saying, "I want to be healthier," a person should set a clear goal like, "I will exercise for 30 minutes every morning and avoid processed sugar for the next 30 days. The more precise the goal, the easier it is to stay disciplined. In addition to setting clear goals, using implementation intentions can significantly boost self-discipline. Implementation intentions are if-then statements that help prepare for obstacles and increase follow-through. For example, if I feel too tired to exercise in the morning, then I will remind myself that I always feel better afterward and start with just 5 minutes. This technique mentally prepares individuals for challenges and reduces the likelihood of giving in to excuses. Another psychological factor that affects self-discipline is the environment. Many people underestimate the power of their surroundings in shaping their behaviors. If an environment is filled with distractions and temptations, self-discipline becomes much harder. For example, if someone is trying to eat healthier but their kitchen is stocked with junk food, they are more likely to give in to cravings. A simple but effective strategy is to design an environment that makes self-discipline easier. This can be done by removing temptations, setting up a designated workspace for productivity, or surrounding oneself with people who encourage good habits. The role of identity and self-discipline is also crucial. People often struggle with consistency because they do not see themselves as the kind of person who follows through. For example, someone who wants to write a book but does not identify as a writer will struggle to be consistent. To develop stronger self-discipline, individuals must shift their identity. Instead of saying, "I want to write a book," they should say, "I am a writer." This small but powerful change in self-perception reinforces disciplined behavior. When people believe they are the type of person who stays committed to their goals, their actions align with that belief. Self-discipline also requires mastering the art of self-compassion. Many people think that being harsh on themselves will make them more disciplined, but research shows that self-criticism leads to decreased motivation and increased procrastination. Instead of beating themselves up over mistakes, successful individuals practice self-compassion by learning from their failures and moving forward. They understand that setbacks are part of the journey and do not allow them to derail their progress. This mindset shift allows them to maintain long-term consistency without the fear of failure. A practical strategy to enhance self-discipline is the 2-minute rule. This rule states that if a task takes less than 2 minutes to start, do it immediately. The idea behind this rule is to overcome inertia. Once an action is initiated, it becomes easier to continue. For example, if someone wants to develop the habit of reading daily, they should start by reading for just 2 minutes. Often, once they begin, they will continue far beyond the initial 2 minutes. This technique is particularly useful for overcoming resistance to starting tasks. Rewarding yourself can also be an effective strategy. The brain craves rewards, so setting up a reward system can make consistency easier. For example, after completing a challenging task, give yourself a small treat, watch an episode of your favorite show, go for a walk, or enjoy a snack. This reinforces positive behavior and makes it easier to stay on track in the future. One of the most important mindset shifts in overcoming procrastination is understanding that motivation is unreliable. Many people wait to feel like doing something before they take action, but feelings are unpredictable. Successful people don't rely on motivation, they rely on discipline. They take action whether they feel like it or not. If you wait until you're in the mood, you'll never get things done. Instead, build the habit of starting regardless of how you feel. Action leads to results, and results create motivation. It's also important to recognize your triggers. Pay attention to what causes you to procrastinate. Is it social media, lack of sleep, stress? Identifying these triggers allows you to address them directly. If social media is a distraction, use apps to block access during work hours. If stress is an issue, practice mindfulness or exercise to clear your mind before starting tasks. The more you understand your habits, the easier it becomes to change them. Developing a strong morning routine can also help set the tone for the day. How you start your morning influences your productivity. Instead of hitting snooze and scrolling through your phone, start your day with intention. Exercise, read, or plan your tasks before jumping into work. A productive morning increases the chances of maintaining consistency throughout the day. Another effective method to beat procrastination is the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes to complete, do it immediately. This prevents small tasks from piling up and creating mental clutter. For larger tasks, start with just 2 minutes of effort. Often the hardest part is getting started, and once you begin, you'll find it easier to keep going. Lastly, embrace discomfort. Growth requires stepping out of your comfort zone. Procrastination often happens because people avoid discomfort. The key is to train yourself to act despite discomfort. When you push through resistance, it gets easier over time. Every time you take action instead of procrastinating, you're strengthening your discipline and setting yourself up for long-term success. Overcoming procrastination and laziness is not about eliminating them completely. It's about managing them effectively. Everyone has moments of resistance, but those who succeed don't let those moments control them. They take action despite their feelings, create routines that support consistency, and develop a mindset that prioritizes progress over perfection. If you apply these strategies consistently, you'll no longer be at the mercy of procrastination. Instead, you'll take control of your actions, build unstoppable discipline, and move closer to your goals every single day. Chapter 5. Building a routine that works. Consistency doesn't happen by chance. It is built through structured routines. If you look at successful people, you will notice they follow daily patterns that keep them on track. A well-designed routine removes the need for constant decision-making, reduces mental fatigue, and makes productivity effortless. However, building a routine is not just about planning your day. It's about creating a system that aligns with your goals and eliminates distractions. We will explore how to design a routine that works for you and ensures consistency in your daily efforts. The first step to building a routine is understanding your priorities. Many people fail to stay consistent because they overload their schedules with tasks that do not contribute to their long-term goals. To avoid this, you need to define your most important objectives and structure your routine around them. Start by identifying 3 to 5 key activities that will bring you closer to your personal and professional aspirations. These could include exercise, skill development, deep work, or networking. Once you have clarity on what truly matters, you can allocate time in your schedule for these priorities. Mornings set the tone for the entire day. A well-structured morning routine can give you momentum and ensure you start the day with purpose. Highly productive individuals follow morning rituals that include activities such as meditation, exercise, journaling, or reading. The key is to engage in actions that energize you and put you in the right mindset. Instead of hitting the snooze button multiple times, develop a habit of waking up at the same time every day and engaging in activities that align with your goals. A consistent morning routine helps you establish discipline and prevents the feeling of being rushed or overwhelmed. While mornings are crucial, how you structure the rest of your day is equally important. Many people waste hours deciding what to do next, which leads to inefficiency. To counter this, time blocking is a powerful strategy that allows you to allocate specific hours to different tasks. By dedicating fixed time slots to focused work, breaks, and personal activities, you eliminate distractions and ensure progress. For example, if your goal is to write a book, block an hour every morning for writing without interruptions. If you want to improve your fitness, schedule a workout session at a set time each day. The key is to commit to these time blocks as if they were non-negotiable appointments. Another essential component of an effective routine is setting triggers that reinforce habits. A trigger is an event or cue that prompts you to take action. For instance, placing your workout clothes next to your bed acts as a visual reminder to exercise in the morning. Similarly, setting an alarm for deep work can signal your brain to focus on an important task. Habit stacking is another effective technique where you pair a new habit with an existing one. For example, if you already drink coffee every morning, you can use that as a cue to review your goals or read a few pages of a book. By linking new habits to existing behaviors, you increase the chances of sticking to them. Many people struggle with consistency because they try to do too much at once. The key to sustaining a routine is starting small and building gradually. If you attempt to make drastic changes overnight, you are more likely to feel overwhelmed and quit. Instead, focus on making minor improvements each day. James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, emphasizes the power of tiny gains. Improving by just 1% every day can lead to remarkable results over time. Rather than aiming to work out for an hour daily right from the start, begin with 10 minutes and increase gradually. If you want to develop a reading habit, start with 5 pages a day. Small, incremental changes create momentum and make routines more sustainable. Accountability plays a vital role in maintaining consistency. When you have someone keeping you accountable, you are more likely to follow through with your commitments. This could be a mentor, a friend, or even a community that shares similar goals. Publicly committing to your routine also adds pressure to stay consistent. For example, if you announce on social media that you will run 5 days a week, you will feel obligated to keep your word. Another way to hold yourself accountable is by tracking your progress. Keeping a habit tracker or journal allows you to visualize your consistency and stay motivated. When you see a streak of successful days, you will be less likely to break the pattern. One of the biggest challenges in maintaining a routine is dealing with distractions. In the digital age, distractions are everywhere: social media, notifications, emails, and endless entertainment options. To protect your routine, you need to create an environment that minimizes these interruptions. Start by setting clear boundaries, such as putting your phone on silent during focused work sessions or using website blockers to limit social media usage. Designating a specific workspace can also help condition your mind to associate that area with productivity. If you work from home, create a dedicated workspace that minimizes distractions and signals to your brain that it is time to focus. Another major barrier to consistency is boredom. When routines become monotonous, motivation tends to decline. To keep things engaging, introduce variety into your routine. For instance, if you follow the same workout plan every day, try switching exercises or exploring different fitness activities. If your work feels repetitive, incorporate learning opportunities or new challenges. Finding ways to make your routine enjoyable ensures that you remain committed for the long run. Flexibility is also crucial when designing a routine. Life is unpredictable, and unexpected situations will arise. Rather than being rigid, build adaptability into your schedule. If you miss a workout or fail to complete a task on time, don't let it derail your progress. The key is to get back on track without feeling discouraged. A good rule to follow is the never miss twice principle. If you miss a task one day, make it a priority to complete it the next day. This prevents small setbacks from turning into long-term failures. Your evening routine is just as important as your morning routine. How you end your day determines how well you start the next one. A structured nighttime routine helps you unwind, reflect on your progress, and prepare for the next day. Activities such as journaling, planning the next day's tasks, and reducing screen time before bed improve sleep quality and ensure you wake up feeling refreshed. Avoiding late-night social media scrolling or watching TV excessively can also improve your ability to rest and recharge. Ultimately, the key to building a routine that works is consistency. It is not about being perfect every day, but about showing up and making progress. The more you stick to your routine, the easier it becomes. Over time, these small daily actions compound into significant achievements. Successful people do not rely on motivation. They rely on discipline and structured habits that keep them on track. If you commit to building and following a solid routine, you will force yourself to be consistent, and success will become inevitable. The question is not whether you can be consistent, it is whether you are willing to design a life that makes consistency effortless. The choice is yours. Chapter 6. Staying motivated through setbacks. Setbacks are an inevitable part of any journey towards success. No matter how disciplined or consistent you are, challenges will arise, obstacles will block your path, and failures will occur. The real question is not whether you will face setbacks, but how you will respond to them. Most people allow difficulties to break their momentum, making it harder to stay consistent. However, the most successful individuals understand that setbacks are opportunities for growth. Learning how to stay motivated through difficult times will not only keep you on track, but will also strengthen your resilience, making you unstoppable. One of the biggest reasons people lose motivation after facing setbacks is their mindset. Many individuals see failure as a sign that they are not capable or that they should give up. This fixed mindset creates a cycle of self-doubt and avoidance. Instead, you must adopt a growth mindset, one that views setbacks as a natural part of progress. Every challenge is an opportunity to learn something new, refine your approach, and become better. When you shift your perspective from "I failed" to "I learned," you eliminate the fear of failure and make it easier to keep going despite difficulties. Another important aspect of staying motivated is developing emotional resilience. When things don't go as planned, it's easy to feel discouraged. You may experience frustration, disappointment, or even self-doubt. However, these emotions should not dictate your actions. Instead of allowing negative feelings to take control, acknowledge them, process them, and then refocus on your goals. One powerful way to do this is through self-talk. The way you speak to yourself during tough times matters. If you constantly tell yourself, "I can't do this," or "I'm not good enough," you reinforce negativity. Instead, replace those thoughts with empowering statements like, "I can figure this out," or "This setback is temporary." By managing your internal dialogue, you can keep yourself motivated even when things are tough. Another common reason people lose motivation is that they focus too much on the long-term outcome rather than the small steps needed to get there. When a goal feels too far away, setbacks can seem devastating. Instead of obsessing over the final destination, break your goals down into smaller, manageable tasks. Celebrate small wins along the way. Each step forward, no matter how small, builds momentum and reinforces the belief that you are making progress. Progress, no matter how slow, is still progress. Recognizing these small achievements helps to keep your motivation alive, even when bigger challenges arise. In addition to shifting your mindset and breaking down your goals, it's crucial to have a strong why, a deep, compelling reason behind your pursuit of consistency. When setbacks happen, reconnect with your purpose. Ask yourself, why did I start this journey? What am I working toward? How will my life improve if I keep going? When your why is strong enough, setbacks become temporary inconveniences rather than roadblocks. Your purpose acts as an anchor, keeping you focused and pushing you forward when motivation starts to wane. Staying motivated through setbacks also requires adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and rigid plans often crumble under unexpected circumstances. Instead of letting obstacles derail you, develop the ability to adjust your approach. If one method isn't working, find another way. If you experience a setback, reassess your strategy, and make necessary changes. Being flexible in your approach while staying committed to your goal is a skill that separates those who succeed from those who give up. Remember, consistency does not mean doing the same thing repeatedly without change. It means showing up and adjusting as needed to keep moving forward. Another powerful way to stay motivated is to surround yourself with the right people. When you face setbacks, the people around you will either lift you up or drag you down. Seek out individuals who inspire, encourage, and support your journey. Whether it's friends, mentors, or a community of like-minded individuals, having a strong support system makes it easier to stay on track. If you find yourself surrounded by negativity, doubt, or discouragement, it may be time to reevaluate your circle. Energy is contagious, and being around motivated, driven people will help you maintain your own enthusiasm, even during difficult times. One practical technique to maintain motivation after setbacks is to engage in visualization. Take a few moments each day to picture yourself overcoming challenges and achieving your goals. Imagine yourself succeeding despite difficulties, feeling confident and proud of your perseverance. Visualization helps rewire your brain to focus on success rather than failure. When you consistently see yourself pushing through setbacks and achieving your desired outcome, your subconscious mind begins to believe it, making it easier to take action and stay committed. Additionally, reframing setbacks as valuable learning experiences is essential for long-term motivation. Instead of viewing difficulties as failures, see them as lessons. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? What adjustments can I make to improve? How can I use this challenge to grow stronger? Every setback holds valuable information that can help you refine your approach and improve your chances of success. Some of the greatest successes in history were built on failures. Thomas Edison, for example, failed thousands of times before successfully inventing the light bulb. Instead of seeing those failures as defeats, he saw them as necessary steps toward his goal. The same applies to your journey. Each setback brings you one step closer to success if you choose to learn from it. Another crucial element of staying motivated through setbacks is maintaining self-discipline. Motivation is temporary, but discipline is what keeps you moving forward. On the days when you feel discouraged, remind yourself that action leads to progress, and progress leads to renewed motivation. Sometimes, the simple act of showing up, even when you don't feel like it, is enough to regain your momentum. Instead of waiting for motivation to return, take small actions that align with your goals. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Lastly, practice self-compassion. Being too hard on yourself after a setback can kill motivation and make it harder to bounce back. Instead of criticizing yourself for mistakes, acknowledge that setbacks are a normal part of growth. Treat yourself with the same kindness and encouragement that you would offer a friend in a similar situation. Remember that progress is not always linear. There will be ups and downs, but as long as you keep moving forward, you are still on the right path. In conclusion, setbacks are not the end of your journey. They are a necessary part of it. How you respond to challenges determines whether you continue growing or give up. By shifting your mindset, managing self-talk, focusing on small wins, staying connected to your purpose, and surrounding yourself with positive influences, you can maintain motivation even in difficult times. Adaptability, visualization, and self-discipline will further strengthen your ability to push through obstacles. Remember, consistency is not about being perfect. It's about showing up and taking action, no matter the circumstances. The more you train yourself to stay motivated through setbacks, the stronger and more resilient you become. Keep going, keep pushing, and never let temporary failures define your long-term success. Chapter 7. Eliminating distractions and staying focused. Distractions are everywhere. In today's world, staying focused is one of the biggest challenges people face. From endless notifications on your phone to the temptation of scrolling through social media, distractions steal your time and energy, making it nearly impossible to stay consistent with your goals. If you want to build unshakable discipline and achieve success, you must learn how to eliminate distractions and train your mind to focus deeply on what truly matters. The first step to overcoming distractions is recognizing where your attention is going. Most people don't even realize how much time they waste every day on unimportant things. Studies show that the average person checks their phone over 150 times a day, spends hours watching videos, and constantly switches between tasks, leading to reduced productivity. This habit of distraction is known as attention residue, where your brain takes time to refocus after being interrupted. If you constantly shift between tasks, you never achieve deep concentration, which is essential for consistency and long-term success. To regain control over your focus, you must become aware of these distractions and actively work to remove them. One of the most powerful ways to stay focused is by creating a distraction-free environment. Your surroundings have a significant impact on your ability to concentrate. If your workspace is cluttered, noisy, or filled with tempting distractions, your mind will naturally get pulled away from your work. Start by designing a workspace that promotes deep focus. Keep your desk clean, remove unnecessary items, and ensure that everything you need is within reach. If noise is an issue, use noise-canceling headphones or play background sounds like white noise or instrumental music to help you concentrate. Your environment should signal to your brain that it's time to work, not to relax or be entertained. Another effective strategy is time blocking, a technique used by some of the world's most successful people. Time blocking involves scheduling specific periods of time for focused work, free from interruptions. Instead of working in a scattered, unstructured way, you dedicate blocks of time to deep, undisturbed work. For example, you can set aside 90-minute sessions where you focus entirely on one task, followed by a short break. This technique prevents distractions and trains your brain to stay engaged for longer periods. During these blocks, turn off all notifications, put your phone on silent, and make it clear to others that you are unavailable. Over time, this method strengthens your ability to concentrate and eliminates the need to constantly refocus. In addition to managing your environment, you must also develop self-discipline when it comes to digital distractions. The internet is a double-edged sword. It provides endless knowledge and opportunities, but it can also become a major source of wasted time. Social media platforms, YouTube and news websites are designed to grab your attention and keep you engaged for as long as possible. If you find yourself spending hours on these distractions, it's time to take control. Start by setting clear limits on your social media and entertainment usage. You can use apps like Freedom or Cold Turkey to block distracting websites during work hours. Another powerful trick is to move social media apps away from your home screen or even delete them from your phone if they are consuming too much of your time. The goal is to make distractions less accessible so that they don't control you. Multitasking is another major enemy of focus. Many people believe they can get more done by juggling multiple tasks at once, but research has proven that multitasking reduces efficiency and increases errors. The human brain is not designed to focus on multiple things simultaneously. Instead of multitasking, practice single tasking, where you give your full attention to one task at a time. When you work with deep focus, You complete tasks faster, with higher quality, and with less mental exhaustion. A simple way to train yourself to single task is by using the Pomodoro technique. Work for 25–50 minutes on one task, take a short break, and then repeat. This method helps maintain high levels of focus while preventing burnout. Your energy levels also play a crucial role in your ability to stay focused. Many people struggle with distractions simply because they are mentally or physically exhausted. When you are tired, your brain naturally seeks easy and enjoyable tasks, such as scrolling on your phone or watching videos, instead of working on meaningful goals. To maximize focus, you must take care of your physical and mental energy. This means getting enough sleep, staying hydrated, eating nutritious foods, and taking short breaks when needed. Exercise is another powerful way to improve focus, as it boosts blood flow to the brain and enhances cognitive function. If you constantly feel tired and distracted, reassess your lifestyle habits and make the necessary changes. In addition to external distractions, internal distractions, such as overthinking, self-doubt, and negative thoughts, can be just as damaging. Sometimes, you may find yourself unable to focus because your mind is filled with worries, doubts, or personal concerns. To overcome internal distractions, practice mindfulness and mental discipline. Techniques such as meditation, deep breathing, and journaling can help clear your mind and improve concentration. Another effective method is using affirmations, positive statements that reinforce your ability to focus. For example, before starting work, you can repeat affirmations like, "I am fully focused and productive," or "I control my attention and eliminate distractions." Over time, these mental exercises strengthen your ability to stay present and focused on your goals. One of the best ways to improve focus and consistency is by using accountability strategies. When you hold yourself accountable, you are less likely to get distracted and abandon your commitments. One way to do this is by setting public goals, telling others about your plans, so that you feel a sense of responsibility to follow through. Another method is using accountability partners, someone who checks in with you regularly to ensure you're staying on track. Additionally, tracking your progress can be a powerful motivator. Keep a journal or use productivity apps to monitor how well you're maintaining focus each day. By measuring your progress, you become more aware of your habits and can make adjustments when necessary. Another effective way to eliminate distractions is by prioritizing your tasks wisely. Many people struggle with focus because they spend too much time on low-value tasks while neglecting what truly matters. The 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle, states that 80% of results come from 20% of efforts. To apply this principle, identify the most important tasks that drive real progress toward your goals and prioritize them over minor tasks. By focusing on high-impact activities, you increase productivity and stay consistent with meaningful work. Finally, developing a strong mindset is key to staying focused and eliminating distractions long-term. The truth is, distractions will always exist, and challenges will always arise. The difference between successful and unsuccessful people is how they respond to these distractions. Instead of giving in to temptations, train yourself to delay gratification and push through moments of discomfort. Every time you resist a distraction and stay focused on your work, you strengthen your discipline and move closer to your goals. In conclusion, staying focused in a world full of distractions is not easy, but it is entirely possible with the right strategies. By creating a distraction-free environment, practicing time blocking, eliminating digital distractions, avoiding multitasking, managing your energy, overcoming internal distractions, using accountability techniques, and prioritizing high-value tasks, you can significantly improve your ability to concentrate. Remember, success is built on consistent effort, and consistent effort requires deep focus. Train yourself to eliminate distractions, master your attention, and commit fully to your goals. The more you practice focused work, the stronger your discipline becomes, and the closer you get to achieving unstoppable success. Chapter 8. The power of small wins and daily progress. Success is not built overnight. It is the result of small, consistent actions taken every single day. Most people believe that life-changing transformations come from massive breakthroughs or sudden strokes of luck, but in reality, success is the result of small wins that accumulate over time. Whether in business, health, personal growth, or relationships, small daily improvements lead to significant long-term results. The problem is that many people overlook the power of these small steps because they seem insignificant in the moment. They expect instant results and get discouraged when they don't see immediate progress. However, if you shift your mindset to focus on small daily progress, you will realize that consistency is far more important than intensity. Think about any great achievement in history. The world's top athletes, entrepreneurs, and innovators didn't wake up one day and suddenly become great. They committed to small, consistent actions that compounded over time. A writer doesn't finish a book in a day. It happens by writing a few pages daily. A bodybuilder doesn't develop strength overnight. It happens through disciplined training every day. A successful entrepreneur doesn't build a multi-million-dollar business instantly. It grows through consistent effort, learning and refining over time. Small wins create momentum, and momentum creates unstoppable progress. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with consistency is that they underestimate the impact of small efforts. They feel like doing something small is not enough, so they either give up or wait for a perfect time to make a big leap. This is a flawed mindset. The truth is, small progress is better than no progress. A 5-minute workout is better than skipping the gym altogether. Reading 2 pages of a book is better than not reading at all. Writing 1 paragraph a day will eventually lead to a full book. These small steps might not seem significant in the moment, but over time, they add up to incredible achievements. The compound effect explains how small, consistent actions lead to exponential growth. Imagine if you improve just 1% every day. That doesn't sound like much, right? But over a year, improving by 1% daily results in a massive transformation. Small, seemingly insignificant actions, when repeated consistently, create powerful results. On the other hand, neglecting small actions can lead to failure. Skipping the gym one day might not seem like a big deal, but if it becomes a habit, you'll eventually lose progress. Spending money irresponsibly for one day might not harm your finances, but doing it consistently will lead to debt. Success and failure are both the result of accumulated habits, not one-time actions. To build a habit of small wins, you must set realistic and achievable goals. Many people fail because they set massive, unrealistic goals that feel overwhelming. Instead of saying, "I will exercise for 2 hours every day," start with a 10-minute workout. Instead of saying, "I will read 50 books this year," start with 1 page a day. The key is to make progress feel manageable so you don't get discouraged. Small wins create a sense of accomplishment which fuels motivation and keeps you moving forward. Another powerful strategy is tracking your progress. When you see tangible proof of your improvement, it reinforces your commitment to consistency. A simple habit tracker, journal, or checklist can work wonders. Seeing a streak of completed tasks creates a psychological drive to keep going. It's why people feel motivated to maintain a winning streak in games or keep up their daily step count when using a fitness app. Tracking progress turns consistency into a game, making it more enjoyable and sustainable. To make small wins even more effective, you should celebrate your progress. Many people only reward themselves after reaching a big goal, but this can make the journey feel long and exhausting. Instead, acknowledge and appreciate your small wins along the way. If you've completed 5 workouts in a row, recognize that as an achievement. If you've been consistently working on your side hustle for a month, take a moment to appreciate your effort. These small celebrations reinforce positive behavior and keep you motivated. Another crucial aspect of embracing small wins is shifting your mindset from perfection to progress. Perfectionism is one of the biggest killers of consistency. Many people refuse to take action unless they can do something perfectly, which often leads to procrastination or giving up entirely. But perfection is an illusion. Progress is what truly matters. Instead of aiming for flawless execution, focus on simply showing up and making incremental improvements. If you're learning a new skill, don't expect to master it immediately. Just aim to be slightly better than yesterday. Consistency beats perfection every time. When it comes to achieving long-term success, the 80-20 rule, Pareto principle, can also be helpful. This principle states that 80% of your results come from 20% of your actions. In other words, you don't have to be perfect in every area to make significant progress. You just need to consistently focus on the most important actions. Identify the small, high-impact tasks that drive the most progress and prioritize them. If you're a writer, that means focusing on writing daily rather than getting stuck on minor edits. If you're a business owner, it means spending time on sales and marketing rather than unnecessary tasks. The key is to focus on consistent high-value actions that move you forward. It's also essential to recognize that progress isn't always linear. There will be days when you feel unstoppable and days when progress seems slow or non-existent. This is completely normal. What matters is that you keep going, even when you don't see immediate results. Think of it like planting a tree. In the beginning, you don't see much growth, but beneath the surface, roots are forming. Over time, with consistent watering and care, the tree eventually grows strong and tall. The same principle applies to your goals. Trust that your daily efforts are making a difference, even if the results aren't immediately visible. Many people quit because they compare their progress to others. They see someone who seems to be succeeding effortlessly and feel discouraged about their own slow progress. But success is not a race, it's a personal journey. The only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Small progress is still progress, and as long as you are improving, you are on the right path. To stay motivated, remind yourself why you started. When progress feels slow, reconnect with your original purpose. Why did you set this goal in the first place? What would happen if you gave up? Sometimes reminding yourself of the consequences of inconsistency can be a powerful motivator. If you don't take action today, where will you be in a year? The answer is simple: exactly where you are now, or even further behind. The choice is yours. In summary, small wins and daily progress are the secret to long-term success. Instead of waiting for motivation or looking for shortcuts, Focus on consistent, manageable actions that build momentum over time. Track your progress, celebrate small wins, and prioritize high-impact tasks. Let go of perfectionism and trust that your efforts are compounding, even if the results aren't immediately visible. Most importantly, commit to showing up every day, because true success is built one small step at a time. No matter where you are in your journey, you have the power to make progress today. Take one step forward, no matter how small, and keep moving. Because in the end, it's not about how fast you go, it's about never stopping. Chapter 9: Accountability and Environment Design. One of the most overlooked aspects of consistency is accountability. Many people struggle to stay on track because they rely solely on willpower and self-discipline. But the truth is, even the most disciplined individuals benefit from external accountability. When you hold yourself accountable, or better yet, when someone else does, it becomes much harder to quit. The human brain is wired to seek approval and avoid social discomfort, which is why accountability structures can be so powerful. If you make a public commitment to a goal, share it with someone you respect, or join a group that values consistency, you are far more likely to follow through. There are several ways to implement accountability in your life. One of the simplest methods is to find an accountability partner, someone who shares a similar goal or is committed to helping you stay on track. This could be a friend, a mentor, a coach, or even a group of like-minded individuals. The key is to check in regularly and report on your progress. When you know someone else is expecting an update from you, you are less likely to make excuses and more likely to stay committed to your goals. Another powerful accountability tool is setting deadlines. Without a clear deadline, tasks often get pushed aside in favor of immediate gratification. When you set a deadline, especially one with consequences, you create urgency and motivation to complete the task. Self-imposed deadlines work well, but external deadlines, like public commitments or professional obligations, are even more effective. For example, if you announce to your audience that you will publish a book by a specific date, you will feel a stronger drive to meet that goal, rather than pushing it off indefinitely. Tracking progress is another essential component of accountability. If you don't measure your progress, you won't know whether you're improving, stagnating, or regressing. Keeping a journal, using a habit tracking app, or maintaining a simple checklist can help you visualize your efforts and stay motivated. Seeing tangible proof of your consistency builds momentum and reinforces the habit of following through. Beyond accountability, designing your environment for success plays a crucial role in maintaining consistency. Your surroundings influence your behavior more than you realize. A cluttered, distracting, or uninspiring environment can make it difficult to stay disciplined, while a well-structured, motivating space can keep you focused and driven. The key is to set up your environment in a way that makes it easier to do the right things and harder to fall into bad habits. One way to design your environment for success is to remove temptations that hinder your progress. If your goal is to eat healthy, don't keep junk food within reach. If you want to focus on deep work, eliminate distractions like unnecessary notifications or social media access. By making bad habits inconvenient, you reduce the likelihood of slipping into them. On the other hand, make good habits easy to follow. If you want to read more, keep books in visible and easily accessible places. If you want to exercise consistently, prepare your workout clothes the night before. The fewer barriers you have to starting a good habit, the more likely you are to follow through. Your environment should serve as a constant reminder of your goals, nudging you toward productive behaviors instead of self-sabotaging ones. Another aspect of environment design is surrounding yourself with the right people. Your social circle has a significant impact on your habits and mindset. If you spend time with people who prioritize consistency, discipline, and self-improvement, you will naturally adopt those traits. Conversely, if you surround yourself with people who procrastinate, make excuses, or engage in destructive behaviors, you will be influenced by their mindset. The saying "you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with" holds a lot of truth. Choose your circle wisely and align yourself with individuals who push you to be better. Joining a community or a group that values consistency can also be a game changer. Whether it's an online group, a mastermind, or a local club, being part of a community with shared goals creates a sense of belonging and accountability. When you see others progressing, it inspires you to stay on track. Healthy competition and shared motivation can be powerful drivers of consistency. Another environment-related factor to consider is your daily routines and cues. Humans are creatures of habit, and much of what we do is triggered by environmental cues. If you always scroll on your phone before bed, your brain associates bedtime with phone usage. If you always drink coffee while reading in the morning, your brain links coffee with reading. By intentionally setting up positive cues, you can reinforce good habits. For example, if you want to work out every morning, place your running shoes next to your bed as a visual reminder. If you want to write consistently, designate a specific space where you only focus on writing. A structured routine eliminates the mental effort of deciding what to do next. When you know exactly what actions to take and when to take them, consistency becomes almost automatic. This is why high achievers often have strict morning and evening routines. By reducing decision fatigue, they make it easier to stay disciplined. Your environment isn't just physical, it also includes your mental and digital space. If your mind is cluttered with stress, negative self-talk, and distractions, it becomes difficult to stay consistent. Practicing mindfulness, journaling, and setting clear priorities can help declutter your mental environment. Similarly, curating your digital space, unsubscribing from unnecessary emails, organizing your workspace, and limiting exposure to negative content can create a more focused and productive atmosphere. Accountability and environment design go hand in hand. When you build a system of accountability, you create external pressure to stay consistent. When you design your environment for success, you remove unnecessary obstacles and make good habits easier to follow. Instead of relying solely on willpower, you create conditions that naturally support your goals. Consistency is not about perfection. It's about reducing friction and increasing commitment. It's about setting up structures that make it harder to fail and easier to succeed. When you take accountability for your actions and optimize your environment, you remove many of the common barriers that hold people back. By implementing these strategies, you can transform consistency from a struggle into a natural part of your life. No matter what your goals are, building a business, getting fit, mastering a skill, or improving your personal growth, the combination of accountability and environment design will keep you on track. If you want to be consistent, don't just rely on willpower. Instead, create a system that makes success inevitable. Chapter 10: Dealing with burnout and staying consistent. Long-term consistency is essential for success, but what happens when you push yourself too hard and burn out? Many people start with strong momentum, but over time, they experience exhaustion, frustration, and a lack of motivation. This is where most give up, believing they have reached their limits. However, the truth is that burnout doesn't mean you are incapable. It simply means your approach needs adjustment. To maintain consistency in the long run, you must recognize the warning signs of burnout, develop strategies to recover, and create a system that allows for sustainable progress without feeling overwhelmed. Burnout is not just about being physically tired. It is a state of mental and emotional exhaustion caused by prolonged stress or overcommitment. It happens when you push yourself beyond your limits without allowing proper rest and recovery. The biggest mistake people make is thinking that success requires constant, intense effort without breaks. This mindset leads to fatigue, reduced productivity, and a lack of enthusiasm for what once excited you. To avoid burnout, you need to understand the difference between working hard and working smart. Consistency does not mean exhausting yourself every day. It means showing up regularly in a way that is sustainable over time. One of the first signs of burnout is a loss of motivation. If you find yourself dreading tasks that once excited you or feeling uninterested in your goals, it could be a sign that you're pushing too hard without proper balance. Another common symptom is feeling physically or mentally drained even after getting enough sleep. You may also experience increased irritability, difficulty concentrating, or a decline in your performance. Ignoring these signs can lead to complete exhaustion, making it harder to stay consistent. Instead of trying to push through burnout with sheer willpower, you need to take a step back and reassess your approach. A major cause of burnout is setting unrealistic expectations. Many people expect quick results and feel frustrated when progress is slow. They take on too much at once, thinking that working harder will lead to faster success. However, success is a marathon, not a sprint. You must set realistic, achievable goals that allow steady progress without overwhelming yourself. Instead of focusing on perfection, focus on progress. It's better to be consistently good than occasionally perfect. A sustainable approach ensures that you can keep going without feeling drained. Another factor that contributes to burnout is a lack of rest and recovery. Just as muscles need time to repair after a workout, your mind and body need time to recharge. Pushing yourself non-stop, without breaks, leads to diminishing returns. Rest is not a sign of weakness. It is a strategic tool for long-term success. High-performing individuals and top athletes understand the importance of recovery. They don't train at maximum intensity every single day. They schedule rest days to allow their bodies to recover and perform better in the long run. The same principle applies to productivity and consistency. Taking short breaks, practicing self-care, and allowing yourself to recharge will help you maintain energy and focus. One effective way to prevent burnout is by implementing the 80-20 rule in your routine. This principle states that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. Instead of trying to do everything at once, focus on the most impactful tasks. Identify the key activities that bring the highest return on investment and prioritize them. This allows you to make consistent progress without spreading yourself too thin. It's about working smarter, not harder. When you concentrate on what truly matters, you reduce unnecessary stress and improve efficiency. Another important factor in staying consistent long-term is developing a system of structured breaks. Many people think they need to work non-stop to achieve their goals, but this approach is counterproductive. The human brain is not designed to focus for extended periods without rest. Research shows that taking short breaks can actually enhance productivity and creativity. The Pomodoro technique is a great way to incorporate structured breaks into your routine. It involves working for a focused 25–50 minutes and then taking a 5–10 minute break. This method prevents mental fatigue and helps maintain concentration throughout the day. Longer breaks, such as a day off each week or a vacation every few months, are also essential for long-term consistency. Another powerful way to stay consistent without burning out is to build variety into your routine. Doing the same thing every day, without variation, can become mentally exhausting. While consistency requires repetition, that doesn't mean you can't introduce variety in how you approach tasks. For example, if you're working on a long-term project, switch up your environment occasionally by working in a different location. If you have a fitness routine, try different workouts to keep things interesting. This keeps your brain engaged and prevents the feeling of monotony, which can contribute to burnout. Mindset also plays a crucial role in avoiding burnout and staying consistent. Many people develop an all-or-nothing mentality, where they believe that if they miss one day or fall behind, they have failed. This mindset leads to unnecessary stress and discouragement. Instead, adopt a flexible consistency approach, one that allows for occasional setbacks without derailing your progress. The key is to get back on track as soon as possible. Missing one day is not failure. Letting it turn into a week or month is. Learn to be kind to yourself and focus on long-term progress rather than short-term perfection. Additionally, having a strong support system can help prevent burnout. Surrounding yourself with like-minded people who encourage you can make a significant difference. Whether it's a mentor, a mastermind group, or supportive friends and family, having people to share your journey with keeps you accountable and motivated. When you feel overwhelmed, talking to someone who understands your struggles can provide valuable insights and encouragement. Success is not meant to be a lonely journey. Building a community of support will make consistency easier to maintain. Another important aspect of long-term consistency is finding intrinsic motivation, the kind of motivation that comes from within. External rewards, such as money or recognition, can drive you for a while, but true consistency comes from a deeper purpose. Ask yourself why you started in the first place. What is your ultimate goal? What impact do you want to create? When you connect your daily actions to a bigger purpose, staying consistent becomes easier, even during difficult times. Passion and purpose fuel discipline and prevent burnout by giving your work meaning. It's also essential to regularly reflect on your progress. Many people burn out because they don't take time to acknowledge how far they've come. When you only focus on how much work is left, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Instead, celebrate small wins along the way. Keep a journal or progress tracker to remind yourself of what you've achieved. Recognizing your growth not only boosts motivation, but also reinforces the habit of consistency. Finally, one of the most effective ways to stay consistent long-term is to cultivate patience. In today's world, where instant gratification is the norm, people expect quick results. But real success takes time. Understand that mastery, growth, and achievement are built through small, consistent actions over months and years. Trust the process, stay committed, and remember that persistence beats intensity every time. In conclusion, avoiding burnout and staying consistent long-term requires a balanced approach. Recognize when you need rest, set realistic expectations, focus on high-impact tasks, and build structured breaks into your routine. Maintain variety, develop a strong support system, and connect your efforts to a deeper purpose. Celebrate small victories, be patient with your progress, and never let setbacks turn into complete failure. Success is not about working the hardest in short bursts. It's about showing up day after day, month after month, and year after year. If you master the ability to stay consistent without burning out, you will become truly unstoppable. Chapter 11. Turning consistency into a lifestyle. Consistency isn't just something you do temporarily, it's something you live. The challenge isn't about being consistent for a few weeks or months, but about making consistency a way of life. When consistency becomes a lifestyle, it doesn't feel like work, and achieving your goals becomes a natural part of who you are. It's about changing your mindset and integrating habits so deeply into your life that you don't even have to think twice about them. This transformation is where true success begins. The first step in making consistency a lifestyle is shifting your identity. People who are consistent don't see themselves as people who occasionally follow through. They see themselves as people who always follow through. Their identity aligns with their actions. So start by asking yourself, who do I want to be? And what consistent habits will help me embody that person? Instead of saying, I want to be more productive, reframe your mindset to say, I am a productive person. When you believe that you are someone who stays consistent, your actions will follow suit. The power of identity is immense. When your self-image matches your desired behavior, it becomes almost impossible not to follow through. It's no longer an effort to be consistent, it's simply who you are. This mindset shift also helps to avoid feeling overwhelmed. Rather than focusing on the end result, focus on who you need to become. This will help you stay on course without feeling burdened by the tasks in front of you. Every small step you take reinforces your identity as someone who follows through, turning each action into a reinforcement of the lifestyle you're building. But identity alone isn't enough. To turn consistency into a lifestyle, you need to build non-negotiable routines. Routines are the backbone of consistency. When you have a well-established routine, you don't have to think about what needs to be done next. It's automatic. Your brain is no longer wasting energy on decisions about whether to work, exercise, or study. You've already decided that these are essential parts of your day. Creating a routine requires planning. It's about structuring your days in a way that supports your goals. The key is to find balance. Your routine should allow for focus and deep work, but also provide time for rest and rejuvenation. A successful routine is one that includes both productivity and relaxation. If you don't take time to rest, you'll burn out. If you don't prioritize work, you'll stagnate. Finding the right balance ensures that your consistency doesn't come at the cost of your mental health or long-term well-being. Think about the routine of successful individuals. They don't wake up and decide what to do. They already know. They've created systems for themselves. That's the power of a routine. It eliminates decision fatigue. Your brain can't make endless decisions without draining your energy. So by creating a routine, you're freeing up your mental space for higher-level thinking and creativity. Another crucial aspect of turning consistency into a lifestyle is staying adaptable. Life is unpredictable, and your plans may not always go according to the script. However, consistency doesn't mean rigidly sticking to a plan no matter what. It means adapting to circumstances while keeping your overall commitment intact. Adaptability is the key to sustainable consistency. Let's say you've planned to exercise every morning, but one day you wake up feeling unwell. A strict approach to consistency might tell you to push through the sickness, but that's a recipe for burnout. Instead, consistent people know when to adjust. They might shift their workout to later in the day or change their activity to something more gentle, like walking or stretching. The commitment to consistency is still there. It's just expressed in a different form based on the situation. The goal is to make sure that no matter what happens, you stay committed to your progress. It's important to allow flexibility for life's challenges while still maintaining the overarching goal of consistency. This is how consistency becomes a sustainable lifestyle. Moreover, accountability is crucial for turning consistency into a lifestyle. Even the most disciplined individuals need someone or something to hold them accountable. This could be a friend, a mentor, a coach, or even a self-tracking system. Without accountability, it's easy to slip into complacency. If you have someone you check in with regularly, or a tool that tracks your progress, you'll feel more compelled to stay consistent. Accountability provides a layer of responsibility that can prevent you from falling off track. It helps you stay focused and reminds you of the reasons you committed to consistency in the first place. While accountability is essential, it's also important to remember that internal motivation plays a huge role. Relying solely on external forces to keep you consistent can be draining. True consistency comes from within. This means identifying your intrinsic motivators, why you want to be consistent, and what it means for your life. When your internal motivation is strong enough, external accountability becomes a supplement rather than a necessity. Think about the difference between external and internal motivation. External motivation is driven by external rewards, consequences, or the presence of others. Internal motivation, on the other hand, comes from a deep-seated desire to achieve something for yourself. It's the fuel that powers you when external factors are no longer available. To strengthen internal motivation, regularly revisit your why. Why do you want to stay consistent? What does achieving your goal mean for you? This exercise helps create a powerful emotional connection to your actions, making consistency feel less like a chore and more like a meaningful part of your life. Tracking progress is another powerful tool for embedding consistency into your lifestyle. When you track your habits and results, you can see how far you've come, and that visibility reinforces your commitment to continue. Tracking progress can be as simple as checking off completed tasks, journaling about your daily achievements, or using apps designed to track habits. Seeing tangible evidence of your efforts not only boosts motivation, but also provides valuable feedback on what's working and what needs adjustment. Consistency also requires self-compassion. There will be days when you slip up, and that's okay. The key is not to beat yourself up or let one setback derail your entire journey. Being kind to yourself when things don't go as planned ensures that you don't fall into the trap of negative self-talk. Instead of thinking, "I failed," think, "I'll do better tomorrow." This mindset of self-compassion will help you maintain your consistency without feeling like every misstep is a massive failure. One of the most powerful aspects of turning consistency into a lifestyle is understanding the compound effect. Small, consistent actions accumulate over time and lead to extraordinary results. It's not the occasional burst of effort that brings success. It's the daily mundane tasks that, when done consistently, lead to massive change. This is the magic of consistency. It might not always feel exciting, but over time, your efforts compound and create incredible outcomes. Consider your fitness journey. A single workout might not show results, but if you consistently show up every day, your body starts to change in profound ways. The same is true for your career, your relationships, and your personal development. Small actions compounded over time can lead to transformational growth. Finally, remember that consistency is not about perfection, it's about persistence. You will face challenges, you will have setbacks, and some days you'll want to quit. But true consistency means getting back on track each time you fall. It's the ability to keep going despite obstacles that distinguishes those who succeed from those who give up. In conclusion, turning consistency into a lifestyle requires a shift in mindset, a commitment to routines, and the ability to adapt to challenges. It means becoming the type of person who does what they say they'll do, day in and day out. With time, effort, and the right strategies, consistency becomes second nature, and success follows. The key to this transformation is understanding that consistency isn't a short-term goal. It's a lifelong habit that, once embedded into your life, will carry you toward your dreams, one small step at a time. Conclusion: the ultimate power of consistency. Consistency is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It's the force that turns dreams into reality, aspirations into achievements, and potential into success. Yet, many people struggle with consistency because they rely too much on motivation, which is unreliable and fleeting. The truth is, if you want to achieve lasting success, you must force yourself to be consistent, even on the days when you don't feel like it. Especially on those days. Because success isn't built on how much you do when you feel inspired, it's built on what you do when you don't feel like doing anything at all. As we've explored throughout this audiobook, consistency is not about being perfect or never making mistakes. It's about developing the mindset, habits, and systems that keep you moving forward despite obstacles, distractions, and self-doubt. It's about showing up every day, taking action, and trusting that your daily efforts will compound over time. Those who understand this principle and apply it relentlessly are the ones who achieve greatness in any area of life, whether it's career growth, personal development, health, relationships, or financial success. The biggest mistake people make when trying to build consistency is waiting for the right moment. They think they need to feel ready, motivated, or inspired before they take action. But the harsh reality is this: you will never always feel ready. There will always be distractions, challenges, and reasons to postpone. If you wait for the perfect time, you will wait forever. That's why successful people force themselves to be consistent. They don't rely on temporary bursts of motivation. They build discipline, set systems in place, and commit to showing up even when they don't feel like it. One of the most powerful ways to enforce consistency is by shifting your identity. The people who stick to their goals are not just people who occasionally work hard. They see themselves as the kind of people who always show up. They don't just run, they are runners. They don't just write, they are writers. They don't just work hard occasionally, they are hard workers. When you start seeing yourself as a disciplined, committed, and consistent person, your actions will naturally align with that belief. If you want to make consistency effortless, you must reprogram your mind to believe that consistency is simply part of who you are. Another critical factor in making consistency a lifelong habit is building systems instead of relying on willpower. Willpower is finite. You can only push yourself so far before exhaustion sets in. That's why the most successful people don't rely on willpower alone. They create systems that make consistency automatic. A system could be a structured daily routine, an accountability partner, a habit tracker, or an environment that makes taking action easier. When you have strong systems in place, you reduce the mental effort needed to stay consistent. Instead of waking up every day and deciding what to do, you simply follow the system you've already set up. This eliminates decision fatigue and makes consistency feel natural. At the same time, you must learn to embrace discomfort. One of the biggest reasons people fail to stay consistent is because they seek comfort. They want to feel good, so they avoid tasks that feel difficult or uncomfortable. But here's the secret. The most successful people are not the ones who always feel comfortable. They are the ones who have trained themselves to take action despite discomfort. They don't let temporary feelings of laziness, boredom, or fear dictate their actions. They understand that real growth happens outside of their comfort zones. So if you want to be truly consistent, you must stop negotiating with yourself. Stop saying, "I'll do it later," or "I'll start tomorrow." Stop giving yourself an easy way out. Instead, make a firm decision that no matter what, you will do what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. When you remove the option to quit, you eliminate excuses and force yourself to build momentum. The more you do this, the easier consistency becomes, because your brain starts to recognize that taking action is not optional. It's a requirement. A key part of staying consistent is also learning how to recover from setbacks. No matter how disciplined you are, there will be times when you fail, miss a day, or feel like giving up. The difference between successful and unsuccessful people is not that successful people never fail, it's that they never let failure stop them. Instead of seeing setbacks as failures, they see them as learning experiences. They get back on track quickly, rather than letting one bad day turn into a bad week or month. Remember, missing one day won't ruin your progress, but quitting will. The sooner you can bounce back from setbacks, the more unstoppable you become. To sustain consistency long-term, you must also find ways to stay accountable. Accountability is one of the most powerful tools for maintaining discipline. When you know someone is watching, you're far less likely to slack off. Whether it's a mentor, a coach, a friend, or even a journal where you track your progress, accountability forces you to stay committed. If you struggle with consistency, find someone who will check in on your progress and hold you to your commitments. Another crucial part of staying consistent is tracking your progress. When you measure your actions and results, you stay motivated because you can see how far you've come. Even small wins add up over time, and when you have visible proof of your progress, it's easier to keep going. Keep a journal, use an app, or simply check off completed tasks. The act of tracking keeps you engaged, focused, and committed to continuous improvement. Finally, remind yourself that consistency is a lifelong journey. There is no final destination where you suddenly become permanently consistent without effort. Life will continue to test you. You will face distractions, hardships, and obstacles. But if you've built the mindset, habits, and systems of consistency, you will always find a way to stay on track. The more you practice, the stronger your discipline becomes, and over time, consistency will feel like second nature. So, as you move forward, commit to the idea that consistency is your superpower. It is the key that will unlock every door, overcome every challenge, and turn your ambitions into reality. Whether you want to build a successful career, improve your health, develop stronger relationships, or master a skill, consistency is the answer. Stop waiting, stop making excuses, and start taking action every single day. Because at the end of the day, success doesn't come to those who work hard once in a while. It comes to those who show up every day, no matter what. Force yourself to be consistent, and you will become unstoppable.